Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Sports Teams Go! Do. I'm back from the depths of wherever I was at last week. I had to go to my sister's band concert. That was fun.
What did she play?
Had a good time.
She plays trumpet, so it was kind of like a pre-Christmas show, but they played the entirety of Annie.
Oh.
And I fucking hate Annie.
Yeah,
So
not a
it
big
was
Annie
like the
fan.
worst possible thing to go through. It was bad. But yeah, I'm back and we're
it's
ready
nice
to
to have you back.
Yeah, good.
Nice to have you back.
It's good to be back because now I can join you guys and talk some football and not have to listen to It's a Hard Knock Life. So yeah, let's get the previews going. My first one here is my matchup, so I guess we'll just do that first, get it out of the way.
All right.
My team's been playing horrible. Made a bad decision last week and didn't play Kirk Cousins. So I'm now
surprising.
playing him this week because they are playing the Giants, and I think that would be a good time to play Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I mean...
Thought so for Alex
agree.
Smith, too, didn't we?
Yeah, but Autumn
They actually struggled.
made the decision to not play Alex Smith last week.
That's because Breeze is so good.
But I think the decision was more so based on she not really knowing that Alex Smith had a good matchup, but it worked out in her favor
Yeah.
because Drew Brees, that comeback was insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully Cousins is able to dish it up on Thursday. That would be
It's a little Thanksgiving.
nice.
trivia.
Yeah, get some stuffing into Eli Manning's beehole. Throw some taters across the field and get me some fantasy points on Thanksgiving. That would be something I'd be thankful for. But Tom Brady against Miami, that's scary.
I think I said it last week. Tom Brady, now both games since bye, he's thrown 3 touchdowns each game.
Oh, has he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see that
He
stopping.
should have more than that against Miami.
Yeah, I would expect
My-
at the very least
10?
Oh.
Yes, 10.
Miami back-to-back let Derek Carr and Cam Newton before they had, I don't know who they played last week. Did Miami have a bye? Or? No, they had their bye week 1. Who
They played
Miami
Tampa Bay.
Played,
Oh,
Tampa Bay.
even Fitzpatrick
And
did
Fitzpatrick
decent.
had 2 touchdowns
But
last
the
week.
weeks before that, Derek Carr and Cam Newton went for both 40-plus fantasy points against them. So
I mean, for
Brady should
whooping.
do pretty well, I guess.
Yeah, so I'd say I would think so at least, unless something weird voodoo magic comes into effect.
I mean, he definitely had a good showing against me last week. So,
Yeah.
He's had a good showing all season, so I would
Tom Brady.
expect, he's the GOAT. Running backs, meanwhile, I've got Ajayi and Howard going up against each other.
same game.
So, yeah,
That's interesting.
same game. I don't really know what to expect out of those two, because
Ajayi almost had a 60-yard touchdown, though.
Yeah.
I was rooting for that long touchdown, and then he got caught at the very end, and I was kind of pissed.
It's weird. I thought he was going to be used more.
Yeah.
In that
Ajayi?
offense, Ajayi. They're still leading off with Blunt, and they're kind of splitting it almost even.
I feel like Corey Clement's getting a lot of action still. With it.
Ajayi,
They've all been getting quite a bit.
Ajayi's points for the last 2 weeks pretty much have all come on long runs. If he doesn't break a long run, he's not really doing a lot.
Yeah.
But he's done it 2 weeks now, so there's a good chance he'll do it against the Bears.
Chicago's got a pretty good run defense, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But my guess is they'll be up for most of the game, so they'll be running it a lot.
Yeah. And Leonard Floyd left the game last weekend against the Lions, so that. I mean, I don't know if he's supposed to play or not, but
I would say that Ajayi has a better matchup than Howard.
I would think so too, because Philly's defense is insane.
Looking on the other side, Bell and Miller. Bell is, he's Bell.
He's a beast.
He's gonna put up 15+ fantasy points. You count that out. Yeah, I count that already. He's been held out of the end zone for a bit, but
And Green
That'll
Bay,
change.
still-
It's Green Bay.
Green Bay is pretty much garbage now.
Green Bay
too. I mean,
sucks.
they got destroyed by the Ravens. You gotta think, what the hell are the Steelers gonna do to them?
yeah.
Are they able to flex Sunday night games at this point in the season? Because this is a really bad Sunday night game without Aaron Rodgers.
With Aaron Rodgers, it would have been a good
It
one.
would have been a great game, but with Brett Hundley, it's unwatchable.
I mean, even the Monday night game's kind of shitty.
Which one's what's that?
The Texans and Baltimore. No
Oh.
one really wants to watch it.
Oh.
Who would be a good Sunday night alternative, though?
I mean, yeah, there's not a whole lot of great games. Because a lot of Thursday games, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of Thursday games this week for Thanksgiving.
There are a lot of Thursday games.
Dude, the Rams and New Orleans plays.
That would be a great Sunday night matchup. If they're able to flex
I mean,
it out.
Fox probably just didn't want to give it up. I'm sure they had the rights for that game, and the only good game of the week.
Greedy bastards. Yep. Wide receivers. I think Adam Thielen's going to carve some points into me this week.
I mean, the dude's always open.
I mean,
he's an insane route runner. He's
been
so
doing
good.
it. I mean, he is.
But if he goes up against Darius Big Play Slay, do you think?
I feel like Slay's going to be
He's an insanely good cornerback.
Not even Norman shut down the receivers, though. And Norman shut down everyone else this year that he's played.
Norman sucks.
Norman is one of the best corners in the game, and every week he shut down the number one receiver except for the 1 week they played the Vikings.
But
both
Darius
Diggs and
Slay
Thielen did
is the best cornerback in that. No, he's not. I would hope they could at least limit Thielen.
Hope so.
For my sake and the Lions' sake, that would be great. Will Fuller, he's kind of lost that big play effect with Deshaun Watson being injured, so I wouldn't expect him to really go off this week. And then Devontae Adams, kind of the same thing. I mean, he's still been like the number one guy. Jordy's production has been hit a little more than his, but I don't know.
Fred Hundley likes Devontae Adams.
He does. Yeah, that's his
go-to
guy.
Jordy Nelson can't get open. He has to be thrown open by Aaron Rodgers.
The shade continues from Ryan.
Your side, Boomer bust. I mean, it's Tyreek Hill's on week now. I mean, he always has an on and off week, I feel, every single.
He did all right last week. He had like 14 or 15 points.
Yeah,
he had like 6 catches or something like
maybe
that.
Maybe that was actually his on week. Then that means this is his off week.
We'll see. Buffalo's been a garbage team lately.
They couldn't cover what's his
Keenan
name?
Allen.
Keenan Allen
Anybody.
to save them lives.
Yeah.
So, when they look at Landry, probably get a ton of catches. They'll be down a bunch. So.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of why Landry's been.
Be interesting to see if Cutler plays or if it'll be Moore again. If it's Moore, then I mean Kenny Stills is basically the number one receiver there when Moore plays.
Kenny Stills.
God, I don't
I
understand.
lost last week because of Kenny Stills and the Chargers defense. If you would have told me that before the season started, I would have said you're crazy.
Well, fantasy is very crazy.
This season has been crazy. And then Mike Evans, he's Mike Evans.
Yeah,
so
he's putting up consistent points. Tight end wise, I mean.
So what happened with Ingram last week? I saw did he have a catch?
He had 1 catch.
1 catch? Okay.
I believe he only had 1.
I mean, I guess
just the way that game went. It was just a very strange game.
With Sterling Shepard being out, I guess they were like, you know what, we're just gonna put everyone on Evan Ingram.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that really hurt.
He's the only guy there that is actually like a good route runner and can catch the ball. So
yeah.
I mean, you can't really blame him, but I mean, you can blame Andy Reid for trying to be cute and ruining the Chiefs' season.
Yeah. I give he ruined his percentage. I give the stat last week. Best coach ever.
After the bye week.
He goes and blows it against the Giants. Wow. I literally couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
That one was real crazy to me.
I would fully expect Jared Cook to have a pretty good game, just because he's been targeted by Carr quite a bit, and Denver doesn't seem to block or cover the tight end very well. So I think that would be potential for a pretty decent week out of him. Flex-wise, I mean, Amendola against Miami. Like we said, Tom Brady's going to put up points. So if he puts up points, Amendola might be able to.
I would bank on that. I mean, when it comes to fantasy, if you have the receiver for the other person's quarterback, the receiver will always put up more points
than the quarterback.
Like if it's a throw from the quarterback to the receiver gets more points.
Yeah, the touchdowns will cancel out, and the yards will go in favor of the receiver.
It'll just be is Amendola going to be the one that gets the touchdowns because they have a lot of weapons. So.
And who knows about Chris Hogan? He might come back too.
He could possibly come back this week. So.
Tevin Coleman looked pretty good yesterday with Freeman out.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if Freeman's out for a second week.
I think they play him. I think that was a precautionary.
I think they'll play him too.
I certainly hope so.
And I'm going to change my defense at some point this week.
Even with Freeman playing, though, Coleman's a good receiver, good running back, flex option.
Yeah. And I'm not going to keep the Saints defense. I'm going to do something about that.
Switch it up.
So, switch it up.
I'm always in favor of that.
I picked them up last week expecting them to put up more points because they've been really good lately. And then Kirk Cousins was like, nah, fam. I'm on your bench and I'm going to kick your own ass. So
you picked up the defense against me? Screw you, Vaughn.
Alright, big prediction time.
I predict that Heather's going to continue her winning streak. I mean, even though she did put up the most points of the season against me, I just think, Thielen is good. I mean, she essentially has Bell, Brady, Thielen, who's been putting up crazy numbers, and Adams is the number one receiver. Like, he's the only one of the Green Bay receivers that's been putting up 10-plus consistent fantasy points since Rodgers went down.
Yeah.
So I think she has enough to put her over the edge.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Heather too. I think it'll be her running backs that do, and I think they'll have better matchups than you running backs do.
I'm winning.
There it is. I love it here.
I mean, you need the win, right? I mean, it's real tight.
I lost last week. I'm still at the 7th seed. I'm fine.
There's like 7 teams that are at 4 and 7 now.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna make the playoffs.
All right.
Moving on to Tyler's matchup with Zach. And surprisingly, now Zach is
Zach number one in the league now?
Yeah, Zach's number one.
Hey, I like to say I'm the one who called that Zach was going to beat Ross.
You did.
So, and literally the only thing I needed to know was that Zach was lucky.
He played yet another team that scored just a little less than he did. So good job, Zach.
Yeah, that was probably Ross's worst week of the year, right?
He only put up like 110-ish points or something.
Yeah, I'm sure he scored more than that in basically every game.
If he was undefeated, I would assume so.
Except for the loss to Brian.
Well,
but even in that, he scored quite a bit.
Right. Well, we got the dueling Thursday QBs with Case Keenum and Frat Stafford.
It's an interesting play. I wonder if he's going to switch that up. I wonder if it was just from last week that he played Keenum.
I think he keeps Keenum.
Think so?
Keep him with the fire, dude.
You want to go with Phillip?
I would probably play Phillip Rivers.
I think I would go with Rivers.
Dallas's entire team is just derailing at this point. Kind of like what I called. I called that right when Zeke got his suspension.
Yeah.
I just had that feeling that they weren't going to be the same team. But they've had a few other injuries kick in, too.
Yeah, the left tackle was a big injury.
Left tackle, and then Sean Lee's been out last game or two as well.
Stafford's going to put up points. The offense is essentially, it runs through Stafford. Like, Stafford's going to be the reason why we score touchdowns for the most part.
I feel like Stafford's worst game of the year, though, was the game that we played against the Vikings. One of the worst games.
Yeah, he actually didn't throw a touchdown that game.
So, I mean, it's a possibility that could happen again, but at home, I'd say he's a better chance to score than he did at that place.
I mean, it's a big game for the Lions as well. Like, if we get this win against the Vikings, and what are the chances of the Packers, or not the Packers, the Lions going undefeated in the division? Like,
I think
it's very possible.
If they beat the Vikings this week, then they should.
We beat the Bears at home, and
we wouldn't be facing the Packers with Rodgers because he won't come back until
that'd be the first time in Lions history.
After that, and then the Bears at home should be a win. I mean, it was tough on the road, but it's always tough on the road.
You know how upset I would be if we win every single game in the division and we don't even make the playoffs.
And go 6-0 in the NFC North and barely miss the playoffs. Yeah,
I feel like at that point we would at least get a wild card.
That's why those stupid losses like Pittsburgh are so important to the season, and the Falcons.
Was a crazy loss.
Yep.
The Pittsburgh one was all coaching.
That was Jim Caldwell's worst performance.
That's all you have to do, and you win that game.
Yep.
Running backs says we got off topic, but
I was gonna say
whenever we get to Zach's team, we always talk about the Lions a bit because
Zach is the Lions,
so it helps us out.
Zach squeaking out wins. He's the Lions.
Yeah.
But running backs: Duke Johnson against Cincy. I like that matchup, and Todd Gurley going against anybody is a good play.
Yeah, he had the one touchdown that saved his week last week against a tough defense. I think if he does that again, it's okay. I mean, the New Orleans showed that they're not impossible to run against with P. Ryan putting up like
Yeah,
130.
P. Ryan had a good
so
stat line.
I'm sure they're going to try to run the ball quite a bit.
On the opposite side, I think Murray can put up something.
Murray's going to eat on Sunday.
I think he can. I mean,
He should.
he should. It's Indy. He really should.
I mean, they played pretty well when they faced Bell, but he didn't get like a touchdown in that game. Like, I think Murray has a better chance to score a touchdown in that kind of game.
Yeah.
Because they'll just pound it when they get close.
Damian Williams should be interesting. I mean, he had not that bad of a game last week, but I think it's shown that when they're down, when Miami's down, they kind of want him on the field more than they want Kenyon Drake,
Yeah.
just to catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, they should be down.
And they're going to be down a lot against
Yeah.
New England.
So it should be a pretty decent play there.
Yep. Wide receivers. Zach's rolling with the Detroit boys again with Peyton Jones.
God, it works, and it's so.
And then his third receiver is now like Robert
go-to
Woods
guy.
is the go-to
And,
guy.
I thought he got injured.
Did he get
I
injured?
thought Robert Woods got injured.
Oh, he might have.
Oh yeah.
Left shoulder?
Still expected to miss a couple weeks. Ouch.
Oh,
That's a rough.
okay.
That's a
Well,
rough blow for Zach.
so he'll probably throw Demarius at wide receiver and then throw someone else at the
CJ,
flex?
maybe Ted Ginn.
Ted Ginn, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's good. Those are still like good.
They're still decent plays. Like, he's got guys who can easily put up points.
Looking
He's
at
got the depth.
but
on Tyler's side,
he should.
that's about all I got.
He can put in T.Y.
He can put T.Y. back in, which is nice.
Robbie
Anderson's been okay, but I mean, Beasley, Wright, Humphreys.
They've got tough matchups this week,
Ugh.
though, is the thing. Anderson going against Carolina, I don't expect a whole lot of production there. T.Y. against Tennessee, I could see, a 10-point.
He just needs if he catches a bomb, then you're good.
He's like Tyreek Hill. It's either you get 2 points or you get 20 points. There's no really in-between spot there.
Yeah,
I don't expect a whole lot of Tyler's wide
depleted
receiver.
from injuries and trades now that he has tough games every single week. Like, he basically needs Gurley to have a 40-point game.
Did Tyler trade for any picks while he was tanking?
No. I think he's looking at just keeping Gurley, and I don't know who else he would keep. Tariq Cohen,
I don't know where he took T.Y.
I wouldn't keep Tariq.
Where'd you
Yeah.
take T.Y.?
second round.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Where was Gurley picked? What round was that? Third or
I
fourth?
think that was third.
That's a pretty damn good pick.
Gurley in the third is not bad.
Yeah, that's all right.
He's going to be a top two. He's going to be within the first 2 rounds.
I think he'll be for sure a first-round pick next year.
Late first round. I could see him being a late first round.
Kind of like
I
how
don't see a
Melvin
whole-
Gordon was a late first-round pick this year.
Yeah.
I don't see a whole lot better than him, though.
Devontae Freeman,
I think next year I would take Gurley over Freeman.
Melvin Gordon.
Gordon I can see possibly. I mean, obviously Bell and Elliott I would for sure, but like,
Jamal Charles.
What about David Johnson?
Jamal Charles?
Yeah, what
A
about
gift from God?
3 years ago, yeah.
David Johnson,
Yeah, depending on
Alvin Kamara.
injury status.
Kamara's going to be a high pick next year.
Possibly.
Leonard Fournette's going to be a high pick next year.
Gurley's the only guy there though, so
There's going to be a
that
lot of
adds
high running
value.
back picks next year.
In a running back heavy league, like Gurley will be for sure like a decent number.
He'll be a
one
first-round pick or
Yeah.
late or early second.
Yeah, I can see that.
especially in a league like this where keepers are involved. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and good players are being kept, he'll be way up there if he wasn't to be kept. So it's a good pick.
Oh yeah, if he wasn't being kept, that would be a
Oh
you gotta snag him
way up
early.
there. Look at tight ends.
Tight ends.
Witten and Thomas.
I mean, Witten's kind of been a little more productive with Elliott out. He's been getting a lot of targets. And going against the Chargers, I could see him potentially putting up a decent stat line. I mean, it's not going to be
Yeah,
impressive
no.
by any means, but Julius Thomas on the other side,
I don't really think either of them are great plays right now. So
no, probably
they might
not.
they might wash out. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Prediction time, Ryan.
I'm going with Zach. His team's just better than Tyler's, honestly.
I'm going with Zach as well.
We got a sweep here, boys. I'm going with
So
Zach.
this will be like one of the first weeks in a while where I actually think Zach's team is like legitimately way better than the other team
Yeah.
that he wins.
I
you know?
agree. Yep, I'm with
The
you.
luckiest guy in fantasy.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Ross, he's going up against Existence is paying fantasy.
The guy who just put up 100 and like
Wasn't
80.
very painful last
dude,
week.
it was not painful. He had a very nice week last
And
week.
what was that? While playing Cutler, who
Yeah.
had nothing essentially. He had like 3 points.
You think he's gonna play Cutler again?
I doubt it.
No, he's gonna
I'm sure
drop
he'll pick up a different quarterback.
I think
He's gonna play Blaine Gabbert.
I'd rather play Watson on the IR this week than play Cutler.
He's gonna play Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert.
Yep.
Who's he going up against?
Cardinals are playing Jacksonville. Never mind.
Yeah, that's not
Oh,
happening.
I mean, it's not like Ross really has that great of options at quarterback on the other side either. Both have had like rough weeks the last couple weeks. I guess Goff was only 1 week, but I mean, what do you think? Do you think he can put up the kind of numbers?
I would play Jared Goff. I wouldn't play Dak Prescott.
I would play Jared Goff as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking also, but it's just.
I played Prescott on Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Prescott.
Would you rather play Prescott or Jared Goff?
Who's golf playing?
New Orleans.
Well, it is Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving
Alright.
matchups
Alright.
matter.
Mr. Savola has weighed in. I don't like either of those plays. Running backs. This is where the money's made for Ross's team. He's got Fournette now in the lineup, finally.
Yeah,
Why
what
did you
was that
bench him
about?
last week?
That was a dumb
It's an
move.
interesting
Yeah.
play playing Vernon Davis over him.
Yeah, and then Melvin Gordon, and then McCaffrey at his flex spot. He's got the running back squad rolling this week. I expect all of them to put up some pretty good points.
They're all really good running backs, man. Like,
They're all good running backs, and they've got good matchups. You got Gordon against Dallas. Sean Lee's still injured. Fournette against Arizona. I mean, Fournette's just a good play regardless. McCaffrey against the Jets. I like all those matchups.
On the other side, McCoy just came off a good game. I guess it really depends if just play Tyrod Taylor, Buffalo. Like I
he's
can.
better.
What was the point of them benching him in the first place?
They're a wild card team. They're playing for a wild card spot,
Yeah, I don't know.
And they play their backup quarterback?
it's
They
so
thought
bad.
they might have something better with Peterman, but they don't, clearly.
That was a horrible decision.
He's not ready.
No. I don't think he ever will be ready.
Probably
I didn't
not.
even know that he was in the league until I saw that he was starting. But Deion Lewis,
Dude, Deion Lewis has been great lately.
I mean,
He's been consistently
It's
putting up
been
like
weird,
close to 15 points. Like, he's been pretty good.
last 2 weeks, 17.5 and then 18.8.
And against Miami, they'll probably be running it quite a bit. He's now the running back.
Yeah, he's
Against the
good.
carries, like Gillislee's not even in the picture anymore.
Gillislee's.
Yeah, he got healthy scratched. He's
Yeah.
not anything anymore.
I would expect all those running backs to put up good points.
I mean, Josh's receivers have been great lately, too. I mean,
Who's Johns?
Or,
Yeah,
John,
I
sorry,
was
not
like,
Josh.
Rewind.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah,
dude.
no, Keenan Allen put up a monster stat line last week.
Hopefully he can keep it up.
I think he could. Yeah, I think Phillip Rivers will play pretty well, so I would expect Keenan Allen to play as well too. Larry Fitzgerald, man, he just doesn't age.
Playing next year, too. Signed
He
an
sure is.
extension.
I'm so happy about that. 'Cause I love watching him play football.
He's such
Keep
a
him.
great receiver.
Keep him.
Depending
he
on
picked
where
him
he was
late.
drafted, I would.
I don't know what
Like,
round specifically, but it was a later
he's
pick.
probably got quite a few guys that you could keep. Like,
Imagine being in like a
Watson.
dynasty league and you've had Larry Fitzgerald for like his entire career.
That would be awesome.
Like, you had nothing to worry about. You're like, dude, Dave, this is
Yeah.
a great pickup.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
AJ against Cleveland.
AJ's gonna.
Nuke
Beast.
alert, Nuke,
Man.
he's going off for like 25
He
at
got
least.
he got a touchdown at the end of the game last week, which made him have a decent day, right? Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't having that great of a game. But, I mean, you think he did a pretty good game in Cleveland?
Yeah,
Maybe a couple
he should.
touchdowns, maybe.
And Sanu has just been,
He's been great.
he's been productive. He's been putting up at least 10 a week. And that's what they're basically calling for this week, 11.1.
Michael Thomas has been really consistent lately.
Mm-hmm.
He's been pretty consistent. I mean, the touchdowns still aren't there. He's
Even
getting
without
all
the
about-
touchdowns,
He's getting all the
in double
catches.
digits
Yeah.
every single week, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, Ertz has slowed down a bit in the past couple weeks.
I think it's because he got injured.
Yeah,
Here they're scoring, so
but even like I think you think he's playing injured?
I think he's playing injured.
I think he's playing slightly injured. He looked a little off on Sunday night,
I mean, the good thing
They didn't
for the
target him all
Eagles is
that
they
much.
don't really need him to play that well right
No.
now. But
which is kind of why I'm wondering why they're playing him in the first place.
like
It
if he even has a slight
doesn't make a
injury,
whole lot
you
of
don't
sense.
play him against Chicago.
No.
you should beat them handily anyway.
No.
Just
Make sure he's healthy for when you're in the playoffs,
Yeah, maybe they played him because it was a division game and those matter more.
possibly.
Yeah, and then like I mentioned earlier, McCaffrey's in Ross's flex spot. Burkhead is in John's. Burkhead, how did he do last week? You do okay?
I don't think it was as great as.
I would say Burkhead to
last
play
couple
Woodhead.
weeks.
7.7 points.
I would say Burkhead to play Woodhead. I'm a Woodhead believer. I was going to pick up Woodhead. I mean,
You think he'll go immediately back to being the focal point?
he got so last week he got 5 of 6 targets for 21 yards. I mean, I think they gave him limited action too, and
Yeah.
he still put up.
It's true.
He still put up points. I think Woodhead just has a higher volume because he can get like 8 catches for like 40 yards, like out of nowhere.
I love how John's holding on to hope that Josh Gordon comes back. I just saw him; he still has him on his bench. That's awesome.
But if he does come back and you start him, like
Sailor of the universe.
Okay, predictions. I think this is going to be a really good game, actually.
Bay
I think
City
so.
battle.
I think it is the battle of the Bay City. Winner wins the city.
Winner wins the city.
Winner wins the city.
Heather Simon in the
I
equation.
Winner gets to be second place to Heather in the city.
Yeah.
I think Ross squeaks this one out slightly by like 10 points.
I think
Oh, man.
that McCoy, Lewis, and Allen carry
Ooh,
John to a victory.
to a third straight Ross
To a
loss.
third straight Ross loss.
I think if John picks up a quarterback who has a good game, like a decently good game, 20
Mhm.
points or so, that he would win. I don't think there's a guy that really is going to have that great of a game on the waiver wire, though. So I'm going
I
to
can
go.
find one.
I'm going to go with Ross.
I'm gonna scoop
I'm
one up.
telling you, John, play Watson. He's going to put up more points than Cutler.
I mean,
promise
the
you.
quarterbacks out there are weak, man.
Who's
He's gonna
out there,
struggle to
right?
find someone that's going to play well.
I'm trying to figure out who will be a good start. I'm looking at right now. Tom Savage threw 2 touchdowns last week. I wouldn't want to play him.
Disgusting.
But Jacoby Brissett's out there. Jacoby Brissett's out.
Brissett maybe.
Jacoby Brissett, the last 3 games, has thrown 2 touchdowns each game.
Just because you said that, it's not going to happen.
I
this
know.
week.
And he plays Tennessee, and it's at home, and it's a division game, and when a team's not making the playoffs, and if the team's like obviously not making the playoffs, and they get to play a divisional opponent, and they have a time to do a spoiler, I feel like, and it's at home, I feel like that could be something to look
Yeah.
at because the Titans defense last week just got destroyed by the Steelers.
Oh yeah.
So that would be my pick. I would say Jacoby Brissett would be the interesting play.
It'll be interesting. I don't think the one that he goes with will work though. I don't think there's very many good options, but I don't know if any of them will do well enough to beat Ross. I'm gonna go with Ross.
All right, there we go.
If you pick up Jacoby Brissett, you will win.
That's bold.
There you go, John. You now know the secret to beat Ross. Pick up a shitty quarterback. Moving on, we got put out that fire against Slots Incorporated.
All right. Patty coming off a big win last week.
Yes, he is.
Put up quite a bit of points against me. Went over 150.
I mean,
That is a lot of points.
Antonio Brown each year has a 3-touchdown game.
Normally multiple.
Normally multiple. But maybe it's because Roethlisberger's getting older. But he always has a 3-touchdown game. You never know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, he's amazing.
But he has a 3-touchdown game, and it's like, wow! It's like he
It
shows that
didn't
he's
even look like it was hard for him in that game either. Like it was easy.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy, honestly.
Like
At least it looked like it.
none of them were really that difficult, other than the one-handed catch that he made look easy off his helmet. Like
That was
what
fun.
a G.
Guess we should look at quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I guess.
Matt Ryan.
Andy
was all right.
Dalton. Still. No, yeah, Matt Ryan's been...
He was pretty good last week.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's been
24
alright.
points last week.
He's got 2 touchdowns in 4 straight games.
yeah, that's
So there you
good
go.
enough for sure to start in most teams.
Yeah, and against Tampa Bay, who's been struggling all season.
Mhm.
I would play Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton against Cleveland.
I mean, Green is going to have that game that you guys thought he was. Who's going to give him the ball?
Dalton.
It's got to be Dalton.
He had 3 touchdowns last week against Denver, so it could happen against
Yeah.
Cleveland. So it's definitely possible.
Um,
Running backs.
Mark
Let's see.
Ingram has been the #1 running back since they traded Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, I was gonna say, alongside having
Mhm.
the best wide receiver, right now, Batty pretty much has the best running back in the game right now, fantasy-wise.
Yeah.
Ingram's been
Yeah,
incredible.
he has been good. Him and Kamara have been a great one.
I mean,
but-
I get upset when I see Ingram play, though.
Yeah,
Biasly.
I mean, Kamara still gets
Rightfully
his.
so.
Kamara still gets his.
James White for
I
Patrick.
feel like James White's kind of lost, like,
He didn't have a
His
catch
stat.
again.
He's lost a little bit of his value with Deion Lewis playing so
Yep.
well.
Deion Lewis has his spot back, and I think
Yeah.
Rex Burkhead brings more versatility than James
Yeah,
White
because
does.
he's better in the slot, like we were talking about last
Yeah.
week.
Yep.
So that's maybe the reason why they're using less
But like
James White.
normally, he has. It's weird to see James White have a game where he doesn't get a catch. You know,
It is
Yeah.
strange.
so
Yeah.
maybe he changes that against Miami. We'll see.
On the opposite side, Latavius Murray against Detroit. Detroit's,
Run
Wait.
defense is horrible.
I didn't watch the game.
That was a piss poor run defense effort by the way.
I heard
Well,
since Giannis, since he's been gone.
Yeah, in the 5 games that Nada's played this year, where our defense has given up 70 yards per game rushing, in the 5 that he hasn't played, 158 yards per game rushing. So he basically like cuts the running offense in half when he's playing.
It's a big
so
loss,
we'll see
man.
how long is he out for? Is he still going to be
I
on?
think he's
I
out
think
for the whole
he was on the
season.
IR.
Yeah.
Oh, we're fucked.
That's the Lions' motto,
And Latavius has kind of taken over as the #1 guy in Minnesota as well.
though. Yeah.
With Dalvin
Yeah,
out.
he definitely gets the goal line carries.
I can see
Which-
him getting a touchdown. against
Yeah,
the
me
Lions.
too.
I can see that for sure.
Collins for Baltimore has been pretty good. I think that's a solid play against Houston.
The Irish tap dancing or whatever that
That
he
was
does.
cool. that,
Good at it.
that was cool. Wide receivers. We already talked about Brown. Brandon Cooks.
Had a great game.
That
up
was a
against me
good
last week.
performance last week, and against Miami, I expect more of the same. Jeremy Maclin. I don't
Eh.
really like that play them. I mean, for a third wide receiver, it's fine.
Yeah, it's all
You know,
right.
you got Brown and Cooks carrying the load, but Jeremy Maclin, it'll do, I guess.
Yeah.
Better than
He hasn't had.
Williams.
I don't think he's really had a great season, but like, I think he's been consistent. I could see him putting up something at least.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
Houston's been pretty bad against wide receivers since their bye.
Mm.
I think Macklin or Wallace is going to get something.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be decent, I think. I don't think he'll
Yeah.
have that, like, amazing.
He's
game, but
a good wide
it's
receiver.
all right,
three.
it's an all right
He's
play.
a good wide receiver.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's a-
that-
I think
that's
it's
what I
a
was
better
saying.
play than
Yeah.
Williams, I would say.
I
It's
agree.
his flex. I don't know. He hasn't been doing really anything lately. It's hard to see him doing anything
Yeah.
in that game. It's got to be a better flex option, you
Mhm.
think, for Patty.
On the opposite side, Sanders is
This is his on week.
he's
This is on week.
he even had he didn't do anything last week actually. I was looking at the New England game, but hopefully he does put something up. I mean, I like Sanders. He's always been a great receiver,
Mhm.
but Paxton Lynch is now the quarterback there. So we
Yep,
gotta
he's
see how that
starting on
goes.
Sunday. I saw that.
Oh, that could be the start. Quarterback start,
Oh, yeah,
Paxton
okay.
Lynch.
Excellent. Should be. There we go.
I
Um,
kinda
I mean,
like that.
Oakland's defense has been awful against the pass.
that could be something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Sure could be.
Cobb has been really meh since Rodgers got injured. Like how he said, Devontae Adams is the only one to be.
Pretty much the
Yep.
only one that I would be wanting to play.
But I do like Marquise Goodwin. I think Marquise Goodwin.
you?
I mean, he's literally the only receiver there now. Trent Taylor's out. Pierre Garçon's
Garçon's
out.
And that defense is really banged up right now.
Seattle's.
Yeah,
I can see him going over the top.
I mean, since the beginning of the year, they've lost their
Sherman.
their starting corner. They
Yep.
traded away their second corner, and then they lost their starting safety, and their other safety has been banged up and like playing every other game. So, like their secondary is
He got
really.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Garoppolo throwing it.
Is he playing?
I think Jimmy's going to start.
Really?
Yeah, they said that he could start his first time against Seattle. So we'll see if he actually does.
Wow.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
I would love to see that. That would be great. tight end.
Gronk.
Gronk's got the better
Gronk.
play for sure, I would say. I mean, Detroit's not great against tight ends, so Rudolph
Yeah.
might do something. He didn't really do a whole lot against us the first time, though, so I'd say Gronk's a way better play.
Yeah,
just 'cause
but
he's
Jared
Gronk.
Davis was not in that game, and Jared Davis has been horrible in pass coverage.
True.
So-
He doesn't know how to pass cover yet at all.
No, he does not. Yeah, I expect Gronk to have a better game there.
Say Morris is a better flex than Williams at this point. Williams is.
I don't really like either of those flex plays, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, any running back that Dallas has isn't really going to do very well because their offensive line hasn't played good. And
There's 3 people.
Williams, I haven't liked all season.
There's 3 people on Patty's bench that should, or that on Patty's team that should be dropped like automatically. Like Ryan Griffin, he's on
Yeah.
IR, get rid of him. Jeremy Curley, get rid of him, and Pro Pirates just put on the IR.
I mean,
I wouldn't have Yeldon
Pat-
on the team either.
I wouldn't have y'all getting.
Patty was
Yeah.
to make a bunch of moves this week. I could see him changing up 2 of his starting options, if he picked up guys that were better than possibly
Yeah.
even Macklin or Williams for sure.
I agree.
Cool.
So let's go to predictions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brian.
I think Patty wins. I think the combination of Matt Ryan being consistent, Mark Ingram being literally the #1 running back right now in fantasy, and he
Mhm.
has Brown and Cooks, is a lot. He has a lot more power than Luke does. Just when you look at his team,
Yeah. I mean, when Patty wins, he puts up like close to the 150 mark. When Luke wins, he somehow squeaks away with like a 110 win somehow.
Yeah.
Luke doesn't put up 100 points like at all. I guess.
So I'll definitely go with Patty in this one.
We got another sweep here. I'm going Patrick as well.
That would make the league so much more interesting.
It would. It definitely
Because
would.
now Patrick would be at 4-8, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he would.
And I'm
No,
sure a lot
not-
of other teams are going to go to 4-8 this week also. Possibly.
This is crazy.
Playoffs are going to be lit.
I mean, if Kyle somehow in this upcoming matchup was to beat Autumn,
Oh, you want to do that one?
They
That's
both-
a great transition.
They both go to 4-8.
We're going to Autumn and Kyle's
Kyle
matchup.
somehow pulls this one off, even though he traded his whole team basically.
Yeah, he did. But he's got Carson Wentz still.
He does, and I mean against Chicago.
Autumn.
eh,
You're
Pretty
starting
decent
Alex
play.
Smith.
What is she doing?
That's interesting.
What is she doing?
What is happening?
I mean, you know, when he's had his MVP caliber games, like,
Didn't she move
let's go with
Kenny?
Breeze.
Didn't she move
He
Kenny?
struggles for 1 week. I'm going to go with Smith.
Didn't she move Kenny Stills out of her flex? She got 2 wins underneath her belt. She is totally paying attention
Dude,
to fantasy now.
She's got this. Oh man.
Oh my God.
We're screwed.
This is insane.
Quarterbacks, Wentz, I mean,
Yep.
is in purgatory, which is also like Kyle's team. I mean, it sucks to have such a great fantasy quarterback on such a bad team.
Yeah.
Well, what can we do? Just watch him go, please take me to the playoffs with you. Please.
Basically what's happening.
And Kyle was like, no.
Kyle's like, no, we're going to trade everybody.
Kyle's like, can I just get another asterisk, guys?
Yeah, there you go. Running backs.
Yeah.
Lynch has been not great. He's been alright.
Well, it's been okay lately.
Gore's been alright. Martin's been.
Martin's not anything.
Martin has been.
I'm
terrible.
saying right now, Martin's not anything. Like,
Martin's been horrible this year.
Allen's.
That whole team has just been bad.
Gore's consistent,
Buck
I
Allen,
guess.
yeah.
Not a whole lot of great running back options in these games.
No.
Samaj P. Ryan, do you play him?
Yeah, he probably should. I would play him
Yeah.
over Buck Allen.
He played Devin Funchess over Kenny Galladay.
Yeah, I mean, Galladay did. I don't know.
He must not have sent his lineup yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Funchess should
'Cause
should be pretty much playing every time at this point for him. He's the #1 receiver there, so
Yeah.
I'm sure Kyle just hasn't gotten in there yet. and changed it.
I don't think he did. Meanwhile, Kenny Stills against New England.
Kenny Stills is going to
I
catch a
mean-
bomb, dude.
He very well could.
If Matt Moore plays, he's gonna do more than that.
Yeah, dude, Matt Moore loves
Mhm.
Kenny Stills.
I don't know what it is about Kenny Stills and Matt Moore, but they have like the best combination of any quarterback receiver in the game, and they don't even play with each other most of the time. It's crazy.
They love
Weirdest
each other.
connection, but it's on point.
Yeah.
And then Marquise Lee's
Marquise
been
Lee's
doing
been
good.
pretty decent. Yeah.
I'm jealous of
I mean, the two tight ends that she's got on that team have both been playing pretty well too.
Dude, Jimmy Graham's been playing out of his mind.
I feel like Seattle finally realized that how to use Jimmy
Hey,
Graham.
this guy's kind of good.
Yeah,
He's kind of tall.
They're like, hey, you know what?
Let's use him in the red zone
Nowadays,
more
you know the
often.
Saints where you kind of just say, hey, Jimmy, just go catch this, chuck it up against a smaller safety. Hey, let's do that. So,
Works every time.
yeah.
And then Kyle has Delaney Walker against Indy. I think that could be some pretty decent points.
Austin
too.
Hooper shouldn't be in the lineup.
Austin Hooper should
Yeah, he's
no,
not a
no,
great option.
he won't be. No,
It was
Kyle,
probably because of
Kyle-
buys and stuff.
Kyle will take him out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Predictions. I think
I think Autumn wins.
I think if Kyle makes the adjustments needed, I think Kyle's gonna win.
As much as I want Kyle to win, just to get more 4-8 teams,
Yeah.
just make it just like everyone ties at 4-8 at the end of the year, and then there's crazy tiebreakers, or
For the last week.
everyone ties. Like there's 6 teams that are tied for 8th, and there's like 7 different tiebreakers that all cancel out somehow, and like no one knows how
Well, what happened?
what would happen. But I think Autumn's gonna win. I think she's got
All right.
the better matchups this week for sure.
I'm kind of nervous about Alex Smith, but I mean, who knows? He's
Yeah, he put
great,
up
but Buffalo does
good
stink.
last week. Yeah, they sure do.
Autumn's gonna make the playoffs.
And finally,
I'm calling it right now. She's making the playoffs.
Yeah, she probably is.
I would hope so. That would be awesome if she ran the table.
Dude, all the way. Oh my
Went
gosh.
from bottom to
And
the
beats
top in a
Zach in
span
the
of like
finals.
4 weeks.
She beat Zach in the finals.
That would just be amazing. But finally,
Beats him in real life. Beats him in the finals too.
Who's daddy now? And finally, Brian and Ryan.
Yep.
Splash Rose.
Splash Bros.
The matchup. Of
I'm
the
hoping to get
Splash
revenge
Bros.
on week 2 when Jordy Nelson got injured on the first drive of
That
the
was,
game.
that was an interesting one.
I'm hoping to get a little revenge here.
Yeah, honestly, I can see it happening too. My team has been pretty damn bad with all my injuries recently.
Roethlisberger has a good matchup though. If you're gonna go with him,
I haven't decided between him and Newton yet. I mean, Roethlisberger was great last week, but it seemed kind of like a one-time thing to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
So-
Green Bay. It's sunny night. It's at home.
Yeah.
I think that's a good matchup.
Yeah.
Then.
But Cam's consistently been playing well too lately.
And
Yeah.
and Cam has a good matchup too against the
the
Jets.
Jets.
So,
That is a tough decision to make.
I mean, the last couple weeks I've played without any of the running backs I had to start the year. Like they all were like gone. so it would be nice if I could get Freeman back this week, but as of right now, it's if
You
he
got
does if he
Williams
doesn't
in there?
play, probably have to go with Williams, assuming that Ty Montgomery doesn't come back yet.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
we have to see. You have to monitor that one. McKinnon though should get PPR value against Detroit on Thanksgiving. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why he wouldn't.
True.
He'll get some catches. Maybe he'll get in for a touchdown. But that's if, like, they're on, like, the 20-yard line. I feel like that's McKinnon's time to shine.
Yeah. If he doesn't break one from like a little bit of a distance, then it's going to be Murray that gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Lions gave up a receiving touchdown to a running back last week, so
That's true.
I didn't think Cohen was going to have a good game, but
They really tried to get him involved. I was
Think-
surprised.
yeah.
I think Wilson's going to have a pretty good game.
Yeah, facing San Fran's a good matchup. for
Wilson's
sure.
been great.
I mean, it goes along with them realizing Jimmy Graham and how to play with him. Now Wilson's
And going
value is up the roof now too.
Honestly, who's number one QB in fantasy? Is it Tom Brady? Because
It's-
Russell
I'm
Wilson
sure
might be really close to that.
I think he might.
I feel like
Well,
Wilson.
I mean,
Wilson's
when
been
I clicked on
fire.
it, it says quarterback rank number 1. So
Does it?
for Wilson,
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying.
He's been great.
in terms of,
He's been amazing.
I mean, the last 5 weeks he's averaged around 30. So
yeah, he's been on fire, and I expect that to.
yeah,
stay
why
the same
would that
in San
change
Francisco.
against a bad defense?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, Brian's running backs. Kamara has been fantastic.
Yeah, Wilson's
So-
the number 1 quarterback right now. He has 20 more points between him and first and second place.
The second, Tom Brady.
Second is actually Carson Wentz.
Oh.
Tom Brady's number 3.
Okay.
And Alex Smith is number 4.
Well, there you
All
go.
right.
Interesting. Kareem Hunt, meanwhile, kind of slowed down a little bit over the last few weeks.
Andy Reid, dude, I don't get like what he does. Like, why are you having Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill throwing the ball? Right?
Yeah, those were stupid.
You
Wait,
like
did that happen
Yeah.
again?
Yeah.
Wait,
Kelce tried throwing the ball.
Kelsey chucked one deep.
Did he get picked too?
Yeah. Yeah, like they it was a weird play. Like it was like a screen pass, but like slightly behind, so he could throw it, and like it looked like a bad play from the start. Like it took way too long, and then he was just like, screw it, and then just chucked it as deep as he could, and it wasn't even close to the receiver.
Dude,
Was it a
Landon-
well-thrown ball?
It had some spin on it, but it
Did
was
it?
nowhere near the receiver.
Kansas
Like,
City-
it was Landon Collins was the only guy that could catch it.
That's so stupid.
Kansas City, dude, like Andy Reid, like stop being so cute with
He's an
Yeah,
offensive
some-
mastermind, but
sometimes
he's
they-
also such an idiot sometimes.
Sometimes they trick themselves out of playing well.
They want to keep doing like shovel passes into like the middle or like all these
Yeah.
shovel. Like establish your run game so everything can work the same. Like there's so many times like I'll follow like Kareem Hunt's like stat line and he'll be like end the second quarter with 5 rushes. And I'm like, what like are they
Yeah.
not like trying to do anything? And
Yeah.
like you had like 5 rushes for like 15 yards or like 20 yards. I was like,
Mhm.
that's not terrible. But like Andy Reid's just like, nah, like we're gonna throw some crazy play to Tyreek Hill and we're gonna gain 5 yards out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. But I hope against Buffalo he can get something going since Buffalo has been absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I think the weird plays kind of started with that Dontari Poe touchdown catch last year, and he was like, "Ooh, we need to get some more trick plays in my playbook," and they just haven't worked out. Receiver, let's see, Julio, he
He's
plays.
got a good matchup for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean Tampa Bay played well last night. I would expect more of the same there. Doug Baldwin, he only had like 2 or 3 catches last night, but one of them was a touchdown, right?
Yeah, Doug's been great for me, to be quite honest. I mean, he only had 2 catches for 40 yards and 1 touchdown. I think he's going to bounce back against San Fran. Like, I can see him having one of those 8 catches games or whatever.
I can see that too.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great 1-2 punch. Because you have Wilson, it's great that you have Baldwin,
yeah.
Baldwin too, because
Yeah.
he's consistent, and if he gets those touchdowns, it's double.
Yeah.
So,
And then Stephon Diggs, are you confident in him? Because he hasn't been all that good with Case Keenum at quarterback.
I think I'm thinking back to like when the Lions first played the Vikings and Diggs got open and Keenum hit him on some routes, but I think he'll have a alright game. I'm looking at him as a wide receiver 3, where I put him at. Like I think he'll have an alright game. But when he played the Lions the first time, he had 5 catches for 98 yards.
Did Keenum play the first time
Yeah.
the Lions played?
yeah,
It was
it was
Keenum?
Keenum.
Okay.
Keenum's been like the quarterback since week 1, and Sam Bradford like somehow had injured.
Yeah, it was like the very beginning of week 2 that he got hurt
Really?
and had to come out.
It's been that long. It's crazy. Anyways, Ryan's wide receivers.
Hopkins is Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's been the number 1 receiver in fantasy this whole year, essentially. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Brown's been with him up there, but I don't think he's been passed yet,
Mm-mm.
even after that 40-point week, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Devontae Parker.
I guess it depends on who's throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
That's pretty true.
He's kind of struggled last week. First time he actually struggled
I
Like-
s-
throughout the year. I mean, last week we were literally talking about how consistent he was, like every week getting like 5-6 catches, 60 yards or so.
Mm-hmm.
I assume if
That's pretty bad one,
Chris
I think.
Hogan's gonna play, you're probably gonna put him in the lineup somehow.
See, that's the, like, I have so many guys that I don't have 100% faith in at receiver. Like, the only guy that I for sure would play every week is Hopkins. Like,
Yeah.
Crowder was good last week. I could possibly play Crowder. Coleman was good in the first game back that he had. I mean, they're down.
You've got a lot of,
They're down all the
Yeah,
time.
you've
I just
got a
don't
lot
know
of
who to play
interesting
because
guys there.
I could easily make the wrong calls a lot. So,
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be playing Crowball though. So
Alright.
So we'll
I wouldn't
disregard that
imagine you
flex
playing
spot
Crowell.
just I'll have another one of those receivers in, whoever plays. If Hogan plays, I'm sure I'll
then.
play
Hogan
him.
should play this week, you would think.
I imagine he would.
Yeah. But Juju, Mr. Smith-Schuster,
He's in my lineup.
Mr. Bicycle Boy.
I think he has a good chance of having a good game against Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think he does have a good
Yeah.
game against Green Bay. He'll have a touchdown.
I felt good knowing that he wasn't going to have that great of a game against Thursday night because I didn't feel confident in him, but
Mhm.
he still had a alright showing, like by far. I think he'll have like a 6-catch game for whatever. I can see that out of him. I'm inspired. I think he's going to do something. Tight end wise, you definitely have me with Kelsey. You always will.
I
Kelsey's
mean,
great.
I love Kelsey. So, I mean, I think for me to have a chance in this game, we're going to have Hopkins and Kelsey both pretty much go off and
I
do
think
something real big for me.
I need Greg Olsen to actually play.
It'd be interesting to see how he comes back from his injury.
Because
It was a good pickup for stashing him away and kind of riding out that bye week and stuff. and
Mhm.
finding what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
I told Ross that I banished Cameron Bray to like the shadow around my section.
Hey, there you go.
I was like, you're
Just like
gone.
you did Ross that one week.
Yeah. Essentially, I was so Kaiba, dude.
All right. Prediction time.
I think I'm gonna win. I think I have some good matchups going on. I think my team's like I felt like my team underperformed last week. They put up 130.
Mm.
So I think we have. I think my team has room to grow. If Kareem Hunt can get back on chance.
That's like the difference is like you feel like yours underperformed and got 130. I felt like mine did decent and got 130. Like so, I was like, yeah.
If Kareem Hunt could ever get back on track and like actually be like consistent, I think my team can put up 140 pretty consistently.
Yeah, I mean, I've pretty much figured out my team is basically going to be pretty level, pretty even throughout the year. Just I'll win against the bad teams, lose against the good teams. I think I'll lose this one unless you decide to play Jordy. Then I might have a chance.
Jordy's not going in the lineup, dude.
Jordy's got a decent matchup this week, Brian.
No, I'm not playing
No.
Jordy. I will also say
It would be a primetime game too, like the end of a week. You needed like
Jordy,
1 point
300 yards!
like 1 point from Jordy, and like he just gets hurt again on the first play.
yeah, no.
It's like Freeman last week for me.
I think this is the first time in the history of our league that I'm rolling with the same defense for the 3rd week in a row.
That's big.
I'm not
Good
dropping
stuff,
the Steelers.
Brian. I'm proud of you.
I'm playing the Steelers defense again.
Proud of you, Brian. That's big.
I mean, it's taking a lot, man.
I've had the same defense throughout the entire season, except for the bye week.
I feel confident in them at Green Bay or home against Green Bay.
I would too.
Brian Huntley, Brian Huntley.
They're a good defense. They're a good defense for sure.
I think Brian wins. Just because your team's been on a roll.
Yeah, I mean Heather had put up a great showing against me, but it should be interesting to see how this league plays out. Now we have 3 9-2 teams. Everyone else is like 4-7 or 3-8, and me and you are just like trying to keep the playoff. Oh, and Luke.
Well, you're well ahead of me and Luke. Me and Luke are tied around that like 500
You have
area.
another team than Luke.
Oh, it's not paying off. So.
All right, guys.
All right. Well, I think that's all we've got for you this week. Good luck to all of you, except for Heather, and may the best Downriver Splash Brother win.
Yeah, that's what I think. All right, guys.
See you next week.
See ya.